Hello. How are you guys today?
Great. Hello, Tina.
Thanks for taking the time to be here on here with me. You both attended the Orlando Relationship Real Estate Workshop, and it was absolutely fantastic to have both of you there. You asked a lot of questions. It was very interactive, so you even got to throw out some scenarios at me for me to overcome and things like that. So what I want to know today, because we're getting ready to have an event in Melbourne, thanks to Eugene, who felt so strongly about relationship real estate that he wanted to go ahead and share it with everybody in his area. So I am making a special appearance there just for you and for Holly. What was your biggest takeaway, Eugene, from the Relationship Real Estate Orlando workshop?
Well, first and foremost, the big picture here is that there was just so much detail. You know, this workshop really needed 2 days because you really dug in deep. A lot of other things, how do you get Facebook leads? How do you do this? They just scratched the surface, but you really went in there, applications, provided textbook for us to really learn from. So yeah, to me, the biggest thing that drew me even before you had that workshop was I went to that GPS event and you spoke for like 10 minutes and I was hooked. Me and Holly were hooked. You gave the first 5 steps of the open house. So me, I'm one of these people that's a big advocate in open houses. I think a majority of my business has come from open houses in the last 4 years. And I realized once you started talking about open houses, I was doing them completely wrong. And that's the mentality you have to have. If somebody's teaching you something, you can't just take little pieces out of it. If in order for me to go all in on what you're doing, I have to say to myself, whatever I was doing before was wrong. And that's not a bad thing. So I went all in and I was just amazed that you were completely teaching us the opposite of what I've learned as an open house. And it was amazing. So that to me was the beginning. But then when I started looking through the textbook and I seen that there was more content in there than open houses, said, this is amazing. I kind of broke it down. $99 over a year is about 40 cents a day, right? You have realtors spending, if you're spending a low amount of $500 with Zillow a month, you're lucky to get one good lead. Why not spend $100, 40 cents a day, and learn how to do it yourself and put applications to work that are going to have longevity for you?
Right. Well, and it's interesting that you say that because I recently just gave the book. This is all based off of a book called Relationship Real Estate that I wrote, and it is with the publisher now. I uploaded the whole book yesterday, and I let a broker friend of mine read the book before I sent it to the publisher. And he was like, okay, I've been in real estate since the 1990s, and I realized that real estate across the board, I have been doing it wrong. Nobody ever taught me formal training on how to actually sell real estate. Everybody wants to teach on CRMs. Everybody wants to teach on social media platforms and how to get leads. But the reality of it is once you get them, what do you do with them? How do you close them? How do you get more people to sign on the dotted line? And that's what the whole workshop is about. Open houses is a small segment, and not everybody likes open houses. But let me ask you a question. Why do people not like open houses? Because they don't know how to do them, right?
Yep.
So if you're sitting on an open house, which by the way is free advertising, people, you're not paying for leads at open houses, and people are coming into the open house, and if you are not trained properly on how to get them to bring that task tension down and that stress that they feel meeting you, you're not going to be effective, and you're not going to get leads, and you're going to walk away and you're going to feel like they're dumb and they don't work, right? So Tim, you have a story. You came to the workshop, you did an open house. What happened?
All right, so we did the open house. I did it exactly how you showed us. I set up the table, the chairs, sat down. I made it fun and put a little music on. Like I said, I probably had Billy Joel on. I'm not even too sure, but I made it fun. Interacted with a lot of people. I made it fun for everybody because with the survey, how we did the survey is, hey, I'm going to give you a survey. I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to tell you a few things about the house before I cut you loose. And when you bring the survey back, I'll answer any questions that you have. The survey is for me. I reviewed the survey only. So it made it fun. They all interacted. They all came in. They all had fun. I put out a lot of signs. I always do put out a lot of signs. The open house was the first time it was an open house. It was a Saturday. It just went up, went live on Friday. So I did the open house on Saturday. And I had a gentleman come in that was looking to list their home. And he compared my open house to another open house that he was just at 10 minutes before. Because my open house was fun, this gentleman was seeking out a real estate agent to list his house. So yeah, we listed his house the following weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, so we listed his house. I did coming soon. We went live on Friday. I did a Saturday and Sunday open house event on his house. The guy around the corner happened to come in on the middle of my open house, and he listed his house the weekend after.
So it works.
It works.
It works. So Eugene, I'm going to go back to you for a minute. You've had great success since the workshop, and it's not just open houses, but you guys have been kicking butt and taking names on your team. So tell me what else really stuck out to you. You were telling me something earlier about when people are not opening their searches and when you're setting up their searches. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yes. Now, obviously, you are the expert at this, and I'm learning every day and getting better at it, but it's a takeaway. There's many different forms of a takeaway. So basically what it is, we set up a drip search in the MLS and they're opening them. You see them opening it. And also then what I learned from you is a couple of times a week to show them that you really are engaging with them, even if you're not talking to them. I pick out some hand-picked, and then the subject says, hand-picked homes I chose specifically for you. So what ends up happening is you see them opening it, you're texting them, you're calling them, you're emailing them, and they're not responding. So what I've learned from you, and I'm not saying it verbatim, but you can send an email or a text or even a voicemail. Hey, I noticed that you've been looking at the homes I've been sending you, but I have not been able to speak to you in a very long time. I'm not sure if I'm right. You're going to need to tell me, but based upon what you're doing right now, I think you're probably taking a break from looking at homes or buying homes. So I may be wrong, but if you don't tell me, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the search today. And then what will probably end up happening is some of those people are going to finally respond to you. Right? The key is to get them to respond to you, to get them to engage with you again. And when you take something away from them, okay, or you even say that you're going to take something away from them, it's like anything in life, right? Some people could be slacking at work, you're not paying your bills, you start getting calls, you better pay your bills, and people start, or your house, you're going to lose your house, and then people start getting motivated. So it's a great takeaway,
So, and let's reiterate that a little bit. So one of the things that I teach is when you're setting up a search for people and they're looking right now, you definitely want to set up that hand chosen search for them. So they're getting the general search because they need to get the general search. They may see things in the general search that you didn't pick out for them that might even surprise you. It's happened to me on numerous occasions. And then you send them the hand chosen search a couple times a week where you get up in the morning first thing, you choose 5 or 6 properties, you send it over to them, and then it gives you a reason to follow up with them and say, hey, I chose a few properties for you that I feel are perfect based on your criteria. Let me know what you think. And if they don't respond to you over and over again, that's when you go in and you use that takeaway and you say to them, listen, it seems like I may have misunderstood and you're not really looking at homes right this minute. So I'm going to stop doing those hand chosen searches for you. And when you're ready, maybe you should just let me know and I can start doing that again. Now I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, you're going to have to let me know that you want me to keep doing that for you. You're teaching them how to work with you. You're teaching them how to respond to you. People don't know that we need feedback. And if we don't teach them, it never gets resolved. And what happens inevitably is they come back and they're like, no, 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 keep sending those. I like them. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much for responding. I'm so glad to hear from you. Now they know they have to respond to me or I'm not going to help them. So I love it. And that's working. You're setting up your hand chosen searches. People are responding to your hand chosen searches, right?
Right. And I just wanted to say, Tim had success out of the gates. Ever since I went to your relationship workshop, whenever I'm available, every single week, I am doing open houses. And I've told everybody in my group to do open houses. But about a couple of weeks ago, I had success. Okay. Within one open house, after following up with 2 different people, I got them both under contract. And these people were out there, maybe not 100% sold on what realtor they wanted to help them.
Sure.
But so one of the key things that I don't want to give too much away, I want people to come to this event. But what I really appreciated was the idea of when they come in the open house, giving them their space, right? Telling them a story, giving them a survey, and just letting them walk around the house. It has worked tremendously for me. And you know, I can't say that I've 100% mastered mirroring or matching, but gradually through doing multiple open houses, which is the key, you know, I don't think it's by coincidence that I went to your event 2 months ago, and now probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago is when I procured a couple of buyers from the open houses. It took trial, it took consistency, me figuring out what works for me, what do I have to do, and that's the key. You know, so I have 2 people on the contract right now. Both are over $500,000 homes. You know, and I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yes.
So.
I'm excited. And Tim, how many do you have out right now?
Okay, so since leaving there, I have 2 under contract, and I have this. Don't know if it counts really yet. But I did $1 million listing, $1 million open house, and right now the lady wants to put a house on the market the middle of January at $785.
Nice.
And she's looking at $1 million and up. And that was all from an open house.
Nice. I love it. So guys, we're going to wrap up today, but this is what I want to say to you, all of you out there. I will be in Melbourne on January 13th and 14th. We are at the Holiday Inn. Is that right, Eugene?
Right behind Chick-fil-A in Vieira. It's the Holiday Inn Conference Center. It's actually really nice.
Yes.
And then the first day from 9 to 3. After that, there's going to be a cocktail hour. There'll be lunch provided to everybody. And then the next day, 9 to 1. And there's going to be textbooks that are provided. Yep. And I see so much that Tina brings to the table. And, you know, I just really hope people will come out to this event because they will learn a lot from this.
Guys, this is $99. That's all I'm charging. And by the way, after this round of Florida events, it goes up to $199 moving forward. So this is your last chance to get it at this price. So we will have the link when we post this. Go on to Eventbrite, find us, Tina Valiant. You can look up all of my events there. We'll also be in Tampa the following week. And we look forward to seeing all of you. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tina.